We got 4 roses.
Yes, they are really. Our little rose bush out front here is starting to really put on the
Got 4 roses.
balloons. Next year probably be bigger and more balloons. Anyway, I was so happy with your responses to video yesterday where I was outside. One of the things about that was that it was nice enough for me to just be out there enjoying the outdoors and the green, the wind, and that's because of my COPD. And many of you wanted to know about my COPD and why the weather affects it so much maybe, or just in general about COPD. And I would dare to guess that if you don't have a lung disorder, you probably know somebody who does. If it's not COPD, maybe cancer, maybe cystic fibrosis or something else. The reason the wind helped a lot yesterday. It was in the 80s, and that's not always so bad unless it's really muddy. And with all the rain we've been having, the spots of rain we've been having lately, that would have been an ideal day for it to be muggy and hard and have the air be heavy. But with that wind and those little gusts of wind blowing, it was perfect. It was just a perfect day for me. And that's one of the things, I mean, what are you looking at?
Stanley.
The neighbor's cat is out here and he is fascinated by that cat.
No, it's just watching him.
Well, that's fascination if you ask me. COPD does not only affect the person with it, it affects everybody around them. And as things, okay, as things have changed over the years, then so has the amount that he has to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids, they are very careful about not coming around me with colds and flu and stuff. And it's just, you know, everybody tends to have some effect, but it's so common these days to know somebody who has either this or some other lung disorder or some other disorder, period. And I think the big thing is to recognize that, yes, and we'll talk about the symptoms, but the fact of how it does affect all those people around you, including you. You are affected by my COPD because you watch me with this thing in my nose, and there's times when I'm not up to doing things, and Joe comes in and saves the day. And just other things. So, I mean, you don't have to be affected by it, you don't have to watch, but I'm glad you do. But COPD is not always caused by smoking. Mine was. I won't make any bones about it. I was smoking very heavily because I was a stressed smoker, and that's someone who you smoke to relieve the stress, and of course the stress doesn't completely go away. So some people call it the pacifier effect. I never liked that, but anyway. And what about you? What have you got to say?
I'm thinking.
Okay, you'll find.
There's things that she can't do without it really affecting her. Like she's taking a shower, she can take a shower if there's a chair in the tub, but making her bed.
I can throw the covers over it.
Yeah, but as far as tearing the sheets off and resheeting it, it's just winds her out a lot.
Yeah. And that kind of makes me feel bad, but I guess I've had to learn that feeling guilty about stuff doesn't help me either. It just makes me more anxious. But, I mean, there's times I try to do things and, you know, I mean,
There's times when she's trying to get ready to do a craft or something and she's running in and out and she just wins herself out. I keep telling her, quit trying to run, just take your time.
he's one who is he's very detailed. He takes his time to do things. He's got a patience of Job, I swear. And I have always been one of those people who is on the move. A lot like our hyperactive son was. But I'm just kind of, and as a nurse, that was a good quality to have because I could make it up and down the hall very quickly. But yes, I have had to learn to slow down. It isn't always that I'm doing it so fast. It's that I'm doing so much in one shot. Like I'll go from the craft room through the hall into the kitchen and back, and yeah, I'll do it a little fast maybe.
But she keeps forgetting to take stuff in the office where she's going to do the recording, so she's back and forth 3 or 4 times forgetting
So
something.
that's a personality thing.
And she's forgetting stuff, and then she gets all winded. I gotta sit down, catch my breath.
There has to be a little comedy to it. It's laugh or cry. I've done enough crying. Anyway, but yeah. And my doctor tells me I need to be off caffeine because that's one of my problems. It's like, I'm not having anxiety.
That's for the shaking.
I know. But the thing is, all the females in my family shake.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well.
it's just been something that's been in our family for a long time. And if I'm nervous and tired or whatever, extremely nervous, my head goes like this. I didn't realize that until we got married and I had that big floppy hat.
Yeah, it was a flopping.
It may not have been the best choice, although it was nice in the pictures. But COPD is a disease of the lungs, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. That's what those initials stand for.
But you can also have it without smoking. You don't have to smoke.
That's one of the big things.
I'm not condoning smoking, I'm just saying people
There
that
are
don't,
other things.
people that don't smoke get it too.
Yes.
Might be from where they used to work or where they used to live.
Yeah.
You know, or just
Well, like cystic fibrosis, that's something you're born with. That's a genetic thing. But there are people, I mean, asbestosis that causes cancer in the lungs with being exposed to asbestos for much too long, or too much. They used to put asbestos in everything when we were growing up.
any place where it's dusty.
Yeah.
You know, if you work on some of these heating and AC guys, they work around a lot of dust. Coal workers, you know, if you're working in a mine, all that stuff's not good for your lungs. Welding isn't good for your lungs either.
He was a welder and a smoker, but so far he's doing okay.
It depends on the person too. Some people can do it all their life and never bother them. Some other people just don't. It's just like some people get cancer, some people don't. Some people get sick a lot, some people don't. I don't get sick a lot.
No.
Not yet. Knock on wood. That's good right here. But it's just the person, you know, immunity, I guess. I don't know.
Well, that is a good thing there, because there are people with immune deficiency, you know, like their body just, it doesn't have the immunities. And a lot of times that's been, like with our generation, we grew up getting all those little diseases, and we built in immunities. But it's several things together. I mean, the production of a lot of mucus is part of the problem. Chronic bronchitis. Now, I am on a medication now that controls how much of that I can even produce. So I get dry mouth a lot. But I have not been in the hospital for a long time. It's people with asthma. Certain things they need to avoid. And like our grandson, he has asthma, and he was growing up. He'd go outside, he'd run around and play, and after a while he'd have to stop. Or especially during allergy season. And at least now you can look on the weather report and it tells you what kind of allergens are in the air or how bad it is, so that's nice. It's just, but yeah, COPD. Now then, there is also emphysema, which can be along with COPD or can be on its own. And now, emphysema is something that does not go away. It is something that does progress. Hopefully this progression has slowed down, but it is where the little air sacs in your lungs, they enlarge, and usually, you know how the lungs expand and contract when you breathe air. Now, when you have emphysema, some of those sacs are they're enlarging, but they're not deflating. They're not losing the, anyway, but it causes less flow of oxygen. And you can build up, if you don't do, the proper breathing and you don't have the oxygen, depending on your level, then you build up carbon dioxide. And so having plants in the house, that helps. Those give off oxygen, and we're giving them carbon dioxide. But yeah, there's so many things that go with it. And I do have a playlist, and I'll probably put it in so that you can go listen to some of those things. There's some of it from way back when it was really bad, before they put me on this medication. It's roflumilast. That's the generic. It was Dalrest, but as when it was before it was generic. But yeah, that's the one that reduces the amount of phlegm that I produce. Now, you can't get rid of all of it, or your body's not going to work very well. Some people they have to work in areas where
really cold weather, she can't go outside. Really hot weather or humid weather, she can't go outside.
Humid is not good for me.
Just can't breathe.
The air gets heavy.
So it kind of limits us what we do in the summertime because of the heat and the humidity. There's some places you go for like on a trip and it might be really humid down there, so that's not good either. So,
I want to go to Kentucky and see the Ark, but
the weather.
We probably wouldn't be able to go till September or October. Getting together with them because of all their jobs and all the kids, the grandkids growing up in their jobs. It's not as easy to get the whole bunch together anymore. And they know if they're sick, they just can't come. And that was really hard during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We just pretty much isolated. We couldn't go anywhere.
Well, I was afraid to even go to work sometimes.
Yeah, but you had to.
Yeah, I had to. No, that was always a fear of mine, of bringing home COVID.
The doctor told me that I would not have survived COVID. not in my condition. Now, I've lost some weight. They're very happy about that, but I need to lose more. But even if I lose so many pounds, yeah, I'm probably still going to need the oxygen. But
Yeah, they're just saying if you lose some weight, you wouldn't have so much weight to carry.
Well, right, and I understand that. It's just harder because I can't move very fast. And it's hard. We don't have a good place to go for a walk out here. So I walk in the house. And I don't always do my laps. There is a deal I might start working on. We could maybe both. It's chair exercises for senior citizens. So my doctor said, "You are young." I'll believe her. I will believe her. Numbers isn't count.
No.
We love you. If you know somebody, or if you are somebody you're close to, if it's in your home, if it's somebody in your family, don't completely resign yourself to being by their side all the time. Because, I mean, yes, I need Joe. Doesn't mean that he has to be there for me every minute.
Well, I can't.
No, you can't. So, I mean, and I wouldn't want him to. He can go see his brothers. He can enjoy time with them. They have their health issues. They're quite a bit older than he is. And it's just, I'm just happy that he can do that. So, anyway, I guess, I don't know how far to go with this. I guess that's probably about enough for today.
Yeah.
I will post the playlist. And we will talk to you again tomorrow. I will start painting again for tomorrow. Tomorrow for Tuesday's video. This is Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, it's Sunday.
And so here it's Sunday. Across the world, I know, it's not Sunday anymore. Here it's still Sunday. So you'll see this on our Monday.
Good night. We'll see you later.
We love you.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Take care.